so much. So next up is someone who I've heard speak, had the pleasure of listening to her on Zoom calls and things like that. And I tell you, you wouldn't be ready to run out and go with a child. That's all I can say. Once you hear her words and hear her passion, you definitely want to go out and do that. So I want to welcome Dr. Claire Green-Forde, Executive Director of the National Association of Social Workers and represent your social workers. And I'm really happy we're talking about mental health and need to dispel some myths about mental health. First and foremost, the mental health crisis that we currently have in New York City and this country is a systemic crisis. And if we do not address that, we are not going to address that. Systemic racism, inequalities in the healthcare system, the bifurcated healthcare system that currently exists in New York. When I treat a child that has Medicaid and only receive 30 minutes with that child, despite the fact that that child may be sexually assaulted, but if they have private insurance, I'm able to treat them for 45 minutes. That's systemic racism. That's right. That's what goes attacking our children. And that's the addresses. We're working with They are social workers in schools, but I also want to dispel the myth that social workers in schools are able to address the biopsychosocial needs of students when they have to compete against the academic needs of those students as well. Social workers in schools do not have the time to provide therapy and services. By law in New York, schools are not typically approved settings for counseling unless they are connected to an Article 31, which is like a mental health clinic, or unless they're connected to a CBO. So I will say on behalf of New York City social workers, please stop blaming social workers for everything that goes wrong. Please, we do not take children. We are social workers in government and policy. We're not going to stand. But the reality is that unless the system actually supports the professionals in those systems to adequately do what they're trained to do, it doesn't matter how many you have. There are no shortage of social workers in New York, and I often hear about the crisis, and I want to dispel it. In New York right now, there are over 65,000 licensed social workers in the state of New York. In New York City, there are over 25,000 licensed social workers in the 5 boroughs. New York City alone carries 1/3 of the amount of social workers for the entire state. I submit to you that it is not a crisis of lack. I submit to you that people no longer wish to be used the word when they cannot actually perform. It is not clear that teachers have to be the ones that are in the classroom working to teach their minds, to teach to expand, and still also teach the hunger that child carries in their stomach. So the difference that they carry in their hands is unacceptable and for teachers to do all of this. How can one person oversee that 25, 30, 35 students in the classroom? It is unacceptable. That is inhumane. Not only for that teacher, but for that child, and for every single person in the school. And I'm talking about from the person that greets you at the door, to the person that serves you lunch, to the person that's in the principal's office is doing the admin work, to the school nurse. Every single person is caught in the system of harm. We cannot continue to blame our professionals and blame our students for a crisis that is not on their own doing. Social workers can work and would love to work in partnership with teachers. There's absolutely no reason to me why teachers should have to carry that burden of figuring out what's going on with the child. How can they be created and teach academically when they're teaching to a child that is coming from a home where they may not have food, where the family may be broken? How can they do that? Social workers in schools, if they are in schools at all, on average, one social worker for 1,000 students. That math ain't happening. I know that's not right. I just want to just formally say that. It's not happening. Because if I give you 1,000 students and one social worker in a 7.5-hour day, that means a social worker has to do 5 to 7 seconds a day to meet each child. How can a social worker meet with a child in 5 to 7 seconds? That means I have enough time to say goodbye and how are you doing? How did you sleep? How is your class going? Goodbye. That is what 5 seconds allows us. That is the current system that we have. Social workers cannot provide that criminal services in schools because schools are not made for that. Not because they cannot be, but because we have to teach. I have so many mentees, and many of them are school-based social workers. And what I hear is they are not using IMD, only the psychologists are. What I hear often is that they have to go to the teacher because they're apologetic that they need to take this child out of a math class, not math class, I'm sorry, out of a art class and out of a music class. Coincidentally, art and music are actually very key and necessary, but these are the classes that children get taken out because the only time they get to meet their social worker, in some states it's not all, because I'm not in all, and I'm not God, is in those classes that can be therapeutic. They get pulled out of gym or lunch. And so why do we meet with their social worker who has maybe 10, 15 minutes because this child is meeting with them for lunch? That's when they can talk about what's happening as 3 other kids are waiting for them. This does not have to be. So I do call upon all of us, the leaders, and by leaders I mean the kids. Because for far too long, we put sit and think that we know all the answers, and people who are impacted by the problem are supposed to the solution. But we don't value the voices of our students. What do our students need? How can we represent culturally humble? Because I do not believe we can ever be confident in anyone's culture. But we can be culturally humble, culturally curious, and culturally submissive to their needs. I call on all of us to do that, because this is literally a matter of life and death. I do not want to have another mentee crying to me telling me that despite the fact that her child in her class is suicidal, that the only person she can go to and speak to is the principal, who is not a clinician and should not be held responsible for assessing a clinical need. That is unfair to that principal, it's unfair to that school. I do not want to volunteer my time at yet another event where, because of my heart and because of my training and because of my desire not for the child to be harmed, I struggle with should I say something, because I'm here to speak about career day, but I met this child and I am very clear that this child is going through clinical depression, not because I am God, but because my over 15 years of clinical experience allows me to understand within a fraction of a second what is happening with the child. Because I can pick out in the way that they speak, in the way that they look, in the tone of their voice, even if their camera is off on Zoom. And that was my experience last year when I struggled. I no longer want to struggle with my mentees who say that in New York City, some of their principals refuse to provide services in Spanish. Why? In New York City, it is basically the primary language. Why are our services not provided in ways that our children's families can understand? A lot of these students are complicated, but I promise you they're not as complex as we make them to be. We need to partner with schools, we need to partner with students, we need to partner with government officials, and by goodness, we need the parents at the table. But we cannot continue to make decisions for people's lives, for political gain, for career progression, at the expense of those children. We can no longer continue to be okay that the suicide rates for Black boys and girls has quadrupled in the last 20 years. We can no longer continue to be okay that LGBTQ plus youth continue to have suicidal ideations and thoughts because of being left out of their homes and communities, despite the fact that we might proudly say that we are pro all the things we are not. Are we truly pro-life? Because life, the fullness of life, involves addressing the continuum and the progression of human development across the lifespan. We are causing undue trauma and harm that we know the outcomes, because adverse childhood experiences are not things that we have never heard about before. And our New York City children continue to suffer. New York City is, to my knowledge, the biggest school district in this country. That means it is time for us to lead the country in how we address things. I thank you so much, And we stand to be able to partner. And I always say, if you really want to do the work, call me. But if you just want a pretty person, take my picture and dance.